Hey everyone, it's me, Matt. Welcome back to my Florida garden. I hope you're all doing great, and I hope you're ready to garden with me today because in today's video, we're working in my backyard shade garden. So let's get into it. All right, so for those of you that are new here, this is my backyard shade garden. This area is in the southeast corner of my backyard, and it gets a ton of shade throughout the day from the tree canopy above. You can see there's lots of trees growing above this entire garden space. It does get a little direct sunlight in the early morning and late afternoon, but for the most part, it gets dappled shade throughout the day. So to give you a little perspective, you can see we're behind my fire pit area, and then beyond my fire pit area is my house, and then in the distance, you can see my raised garden bed area and my back patio. So this entire garden space, including my fire pit area, is a little over a year old. You might remember that I completely redid the space back in May of last year. Previously, it was all overgrown with invasive sword ferns and weeds, but I totally renovated the space, planting it up with an assortment of shade-loving plants, including ladyfinger palms, hostas, caladiums, and a variety of begonias. So of all the new plants that I introduced into this space last year, only the white angelwing begonias, caladiums, and ladyfinger palms survived. The double-up white begonias, white wax begonias, and hosta plants didn't make it. So you can see the angelwing begonias and caladiums planted on either side of my mammoth elephant ears are doing so well. I just love the color and texture of the caladium plants, and I really love the height of the angelwing begonias. So these begonias aren't currently flowering, they're in between bloom cycles, but when they do bloom, they're covered with these dainty white flowers with yellow centers. They're so beautiful, and I definitely want to add more into my shade garden space. Looking over on this side now, you can see I've got more caladium plants. They're all doing really good too. Again, I love their leaf color and texture. And then actually, it looks like I've still got one hosta plant here that's barely hanging on. Check out all that slug damage on the plant. This poor plant looks terrible. Coming over to my fence line now, you might remember the ladyfinger palms that I transplanted from my friend's backyard. A few of them have gotten pretty big with lots of beautiful fronds, while others are still pretty small. If you look closely, you can see some of the smaller ones. But all things considered, I'm really happy with how many rooted in and all their growth so far. Also, the Hawaiian tea plants that we planted together back in May are looking great. You can see they're continuing to put on some size, and I can't wait to give you an update on all the tea plants we propagated together in that same video. They've all rooted in, and the plan is to get them in the ground today too. So overall, my shade garden is looking good, but it could definitely look better. So let me show you all the new plants we'll be getting in the ground today. So check out all the beautiful plants we'll be working with today. You can see I've got quite the assortment here. First up, I've got these two variegated shell ginger plants, and right away you'll notice their striking variegated green leaves. I just love their strappy texture. These plants might be small now, but they'll grow to be about 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. The garden center actually had some much bigger ones available, but they were really expensive. My recommendation is to buy the smaller ones and save some money because these ginger plants will grow quickly. It just takes a little bit of patience. And then lastly, these plants are hardy in USDA zones 8 through 10, although I've heard they can survive in zone 7 with winter protection. The next plant I've got for today's project is this Hawaiian snowbush. I actually dug this little plant out of my friend's front yard, but don't be fooled, this little guy will grow to be about 5 to 7 feet tall and 3 to 5 feet wide, making it a great screening or hedge plant. You can see it's really colorful with its leaves in shades of red, pink, white, and green. It's also got beautiful reddish-pink stems. And as this plant's name suggests, it is a tropical plant thriving in warmer climates, and it's hardy in USDA zones 10 and 11. The third plant I picked up is this white angelwing begonia. This is the same begonia variety I've already got planted in my shade garden, so it'll also have those beautiful white and yellow blooms. I absolutely love this plant. I found that it's very pest resistant. The slugs and snails leave this plant completely alone. All the other begonia varieties I planted in my shade garden last year were devoured in a matter of weeks, but not this variety. I highly recommend it. It also comes in pink and red too. It'll grow to be about 3 feet tall and wide. And lastly, it's hardy in USDA zones 10 and 11. Moving on to the fourth plant variety I picked up for today's project, these are Liriope muscari plants. Right away you'll notice their lavender purple bloom spires. I just love how unique they look. These plants will grow to be about 18 inches tall and wide. They're very versatile and can be grown in sun or shade. They make excellent border plants, and they're hardy in USDA zones 4 through 10. The next plant variety I picked up are these magenta purple sun patients. Sun patients have quickly become one of my favorite flowering plants. I've used them in quite a few projects this year. They come in a variety of colors, and they're also really versatile in the garden. Like the liriope, they can be grown in full sun or full shade too. They've got a great mounding growth habit, growing up to 24 to 36 inches tall. They're perennials here in Florida and pretty much flower year-round, and they're hardy in USDA zones 10 and 11. Actually, you can see the white sun patients I've already got planted around my fire pit. I planted these in back in February and they've easily tripled in size. I will add that although the sun patients can take full sun, I suggest planting them in an area that gets afternoon shade because they'll wilt a lot. I've got some lavender ones planted in my front porch seasonal flower bed, and I've noticed they'll struggle in the hot afternoon sun, but they quickly rebound as the sun starts going down. Moving on to our last plant variety for today's project. These are all the Hawaiian tea plant propagations I mentioned earlier. They're all doing really good. You can see they've rooted in. Check out all these beautiful white roots poking out of the drain holes. You can also see they're starting to put on some new growth too. Like I mentioned in the original propagation video, my plan is to use these as a screening plant since they grow 10 plus feet tall. I'll show you them other plants for reference in just a minute. They're huge. So looking a little closer, you can see some of their new leaves are green, but as they mature, the leaves turn deep red and pink. And then lastly, these plants love warm, humid weather, and they're hardy in USDA zones 10 and 11. So coming over to my patio, these are the mother plants that I took the propagation cuttings from. You can see how massive these plants are. Like I said, they really do a great job as a screening plant, and my plan is to use all my propagated plants to create a mixed tropical border in my shade garden area. As the propagated plants grow in, they'll eventually add some privacy just like this to my shade garden and fire pit areas too. Moving on to plant placement now, I'm going to tuck the variegated shell ginger plants toward the front on either side of my mammoth elephant ear plant. Then I'm going to surround everything with some of the sun patients and liriope plants. Looking back toward the fence line now, I'm placing a few of the Hawaiian tea plants along with the Hawaiian snowbush plant. I think these plants will provide a nice contrast to all the green foliage in this space, and hopefully one day they'll block out the view of my neighbors' yards and my ugly fence. Looking at this side now, I'm placing the angel wing begonia in the center of my existing caladium plants, and then I'm surrounding everything with the rest of the sun patients and liriope plants. Lastly, I'm going to tuck a trio of Hawaiian tea plants in the corner toward the right. All right, now that everything's been placed, we can move on to planting. So I've got my hand shovel and my fertilizers. I'll be using this Dr. Earth exotic blend fertilizer on the ginger plants, Hawaiian tea plants, and Hawaiian snowbush, and then I'll use this Espoma garden tone on everything else. These are two of my favorite fertilizers, and I'll be sure to link both of them in the video description for reference. So there we go. I think this turned out so great. I really love this plant combination, especially the pop of magenta from the sun patients. I have really high hopes that these plants will perform well in this space, since the majority of them have already performed so well in other areas of my front and back landscapes. Looking toward the back, I really can't wait for these Hawaiian tea plants to fill in this area. I hope they get nice and tall and really screen out my ugly chain link fence. And then the same goes for my Hawaiian snowbush. I hope it grows to its max height of 7 feet and fast. It should provide a ton of privacy for my shade garden and fire pit areas, while also screening out the view of my neighbor's ADU. Looking over at this garden bed, I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I can't wait for the angel wing begonia plant to put on some size and provide a nice backdrop for all the other plants in this area. So when it comes to watering, this entire shade garden is hooked up to my drip irrigation system. I've actually had it shut off for the last few weeks since we've had so much rain, but I'll keep an eye on the weather forecast and make any adjustments if needed. Also, I've got a really good layer of mulch in this space, which really helps with moisture retention. And then when it comes to fertilizing, I'm going to add the liriope, sun patience, and begonia plant to my weekly water-soluble fertilization schedule starting next week. And then the Hawaiian tea plants, ginger plants, and Hawaiian snowbush should be good to go until next spring. Starting in early April, I'll fertilize them with the Dr. Earth Exotic Blend Fertilizer every 2 months throughout the growing season until late August. So overall, I'm so excited I was able to give my backyard shade garden a refresh this morning. Hopefully I've inspired you to plant up a shade garden somewhere in your yard. If you haven't already done so, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons so you can hang out with me in future videos. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.